Leaked or not, they stopped hiding a long time ago. Informed, intelligent in the black. So, Politico got 7 months worth of leaked text messages from young Republican leaders that spans across multiple states. And in those text messages, they said exactly what you would think the Trump-era Republicans would say.
Politico obtained more than 7 months of Telegram chat messages between about a dozen young Republican leaders in New York, Kansas, Arizona, and Vermont. But what Politico published today shows the conservatives openly praising Adolf Hitler, making celebratory jokes about gas chambers and slavery and rape. For example, when the chair of Arizona Young Republicans asked if the New Yorkers in the chat were watching an NBA playoff game, New York State Republican Chair Peter Junta responded, "I'd go to the zoo if I wanted to watch monkeys play ball." Out of 28,000 messages obtained, Politico identified 251 bigoted epithets in the chat. Here's the thing. These are not we're not talking about kids here. The age limit to the group was 40. Many chat members work inside government or party politics. One's a state senator. Another works in Trump's small business administration.
Now, I'm old enough to remember after Obama got elected, the liberal rallying cry that went out across the country that this was going to be the generation of folks that helped to usher out the bigotry, the racism, the intolerance that was going on in America at the time. That so long as these old people, this old generation of intolerant racists and bigots, as they die out, that America would be better off for it.
It's a moving moment. I think it's fair to say this is a new day in America. 60% of the young people, of the young vote, went for Barack Obama. And what this talks about is that young people, were energized. They believed in something that perhaps they hadn't thought of in America, that is their power to shape the future of this country. And these numbers really bear out this idea that America has overcome its historical prejudices against having an African-American president and has now moved into a new era, largely driven by fears about the economy and anger at George Bush, but it's a new day.
But that never even made sense to me at the time because it was like those old intolerant racist people weren't having kids or something. Or as though those same kids by these old intolerant racists weren't being raised to be intolerant and racist. And let's keep it all the way funky. Nobody, and I mean absolutely nobody, should be surprised by this. Honestly, I'm surprised that it took this long after he got into office that this type of stuff is coming out. We've watched since the first Trump term how these voices have gotten louder and louder and louder and taken up more public space. Laura Loomer, close personal advisor to the president, close friend to Charlie Kirk, and a woman with a huge platform, just called Representative Jasmine Crockett a ghetto black bitch just last month, and nobody even really batted an eye about it. The part that's infuriating, though, is the constant gaslighting, the constantly being told that the thing you saw that you really didn't see, and if you dare say that you saw it, that somehow you're the one being a race baiter, or you're being playing the victim, or being a victim.
Reports, quote, "I love Hitler." Leaked messages expose young Republicans' racist chat, and they referred to black people as monkeys and the watermelon people, and mused about putting their political opponents in gas chambers. They talked about raping their enemies and driving them to suicide, and lauded Republicans who they believed support slavery.
That somehow in this day and age in America, that you saying that you're anti-racism and anti-fascism equates to you being anti-Christian or anti-American.
William Hendricks, the Kansas Young Republicans vice chair, used two variations of the N-word more than a dozen times in the chat. Bobby Walker, the vice chair of the New York State Republicans at the time, referred to rape as, quote, "epic." Peter Junta, who at the time was chair of the same organization, wrote in a message sent in June that everyone that votes no is going to the gas chamber.
These are the peers and the cohorts of the Charlie Kirks of the world, the ones that we've been told over and over again that they're not racist. They're just telling it how it is and speaking the truth. These same truth-speaking grown men who will ultimately end up leaving college, go work at some right-wing think tank, or go work for your state representative. But hey, what do I know? I'm just a dude with a mic and a camera. But I want to know what you guys think. Are these text messages just boys being boys, or is this the same old racist business as usual? Let me know in the comment section, and I'll meet you guys down there. Peace.